Industries always want to know what their ROI is, or return on investment. Basically, how much money could be made if we decide to invest. So, let's answer that question. Instead of wasting billions of our tax dollars sending rockets to Mars, which has a huge negative return on investment, think about investing in mental health and drug recovery. And if the US government invested money into rehabilitation centers and mental health facilities for when people inevitably get hooked on drugs and/or alcohol, instead of haphazardly throwing them into programs that obviously don't stop drugs from coming into the country, the return on investment would be astronomical. The data shows for every dollar invested in treatment yields up to $7 in reduced crime-related costs. Holy shit, that's a gigantic return, right? So let's do a little experiment. If I told you that for every dollar you spent on improving your home, you would save up to $7 in insurance and property tax related costs, you'd be fixing shit around the house that didn't even need it because you'd be crazy not to with a return that substantial. So it seems insane to me that the United States is not investing our tax dollars accordingly. Why the fuck are we wasting so much of our money on bullshit policies that clearly don't work and crush the poorest of our communities? But if we did invest accordingly, just think of the possibilities. Investors would invest in pharmaceutical companies manufacturing medical grade narcotics. Sales revenue would boom like we've seen with OxyContin, which went from $48 million in sales to $1.1 billion in only 4 years. Illegal drug sales would decrease because those same drugs would now be safely available by InPerson Prescription. And that's the key thing here. InPerson Prescription. We're not sending you home with a 30-day supply of preloaded heroin syringes. That's how the whole OxyContin epidemic jumped off. Patients had literally an unlimited supply of heroin pills. But then shortly thereafter, crime rates are lower because drug dealers and drug addicts don't need to commit felony offenses either handling drugs, buying drugs, or stealing something to buy drugs. Recovering addicts could start to rebuild their lives, maybe even get a job and start paying taxes, which not only would be great for them, but for their communities as well. And it can be done. I'm living proof that a heroin addict can live a productive and successful life if we just give them a fighting chance, like so many others did for me. But ignoring these drug addicts and mentally ill individuals, or making stricter laws to lock these folks up that desperately need our help, will not only guarantee they'll remain a financial burden to our entire society, but it will also guarantee that this will continue to be a severe public health issue that will only get worse over time, as we've already seen day after day after day, until we finally decide to do something different. And it's sad to say, but the truth of the matter is, if helping others was wildly profitable, America would be the world leader in helping. But it's not profitable, so it just goes largely ignored. But the bottom line is, the United States has the ability and the resources to fix this growing epidemic immediately. So why don't we start to fix it together?